20-year-old Patrick Stevenson has been locked up in a Syrian prison since New Year's Eve. The Gold Coast phone technician is accused of the premeditated murder of fellow Australian citizen Abdullah Glenn Burgess. Syrian authorities say Mr Stevenson confessed to firing at least 8 shots from an AK-47 at Mr Burgess inside the victim's home. A crime punishable by death. Patrick converted to Islam at the Arundel Mosque in 2023. Nine News has spoken to the Imam there, who knows Patrick well. He describes him as a normal Aussie boy, saying he believes it's impossible he has links to Islamic State. The Imam is in contact with Patrick's Gold Coast-based family, who have not returned our calls today.
Clay Stevenson is preparing for a journey he never expected to take. He's about to travel from his home on the Gold Coast to try to see his 20-year-old son Patrick in Syria. Clay's son Patrick has spent more than 6 months in a Syrian prison on a charge of premeditated murder.
His charge is Article 535, intentional or premeditated murder.
Patrick joined a youth group at the Wurundjeri Mosque on the Gold Coast. They spent weekends boxing and training. He took on the name Saifullah, meaning Sword of God, and last year posted hardline videos to social media and lectures by slain Al-Qaeda cleric Anwar al-Awlaki.
What are your questions for the youth group?
Yeah, I would like to know, did they influence Patrick in any way and why?
In a statement, the leader of the Muslim Youth Gold Coast group said Patrick's travel to Syria was not supported by any group or organisation here. We created MYGC to help young people, both Muslim and non-Muslim, steer away and overcome the negative challenges they face daily and give them the correct understanding of Islam, free from the stereotypes and misinformation that can appear online or in the media. Patrick shared pictures of his new life in Idlib province in Syria's northwest, the heartland of the country's rebel group, Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, who were previously aligned with Al-Qaeda.
Patrick's case raises significant questions for security agencies, particularly since we know that he was on their radar.
Clay pleaded with Patrick in voice messages to come home. His son refused. On New Year's Eve, Patrick was arrested in the Syrian town of Darkush over the fatal shooting of another Australian man.
Syrian authorities allege Patrick Stevenson fired at least 8 shots from an AK-47, killing the Australian inside his own home. Patrick's parents were told the investigation initially looked at whether the killing was accidental or if their son had links to the Islamic State group. Ultimately, both were ruled out and he was charged with murder.
Patrick's alleged victim was another Australian convert, Abdullah Burgess.
Abdullah Burgess was 40 years old and used to be known as Glenn. Before he moved to Syria, he worked as a tree lopper and lived on a macadamia farm with his wife and daughters here in northern New South Wales, just across the border from Patrick.
Abdullah prayed with the region's small Muslim community, including Shazrana.
Was very soft-spoken, gentle sort of guy, not too talkative. Just used to keep it to himself, but was still nice and polite to other, and bit of smiles on his face when you talk to him. About a couple of years ago, I think 2024, we heard that he's leaving Australia and going to Malaysia for his family and everything, and wants to learn a bit more about his faith and culture.
Last year, Mr Burgess and his family spent months in Afghanistan, documenting their travels online. They then moved to Darkush in Syria, where Abdullah eventually took Patrick under his wing. It's not known what brought the family to Syria. What happens to Patrick could be influenced by a third Australian, Abdullah's widow. The Syrian legal system can allow a widow to intervene and spare the accused the death penalty in exchange for payment. Abdullah's widow declined to speak with the ABC.
We're giving support to both of those families. Legal processes will take their course overseas, of course, and that is appropriate.
But Syrian authorities now allege that Patrick Stevenson fired 8 shots at Abdullah Glenn Burgess from an AK-47 in the town of Darkush, and that he has confessed to that killing. Now, the circumstances of that confession are not known. He was initially investigated over suspected links to the Islamic State terrorist group. We're told that Syrian authorities ruled that out, and he's being tried in a civilian court on a charge of premeditated murder.